Okay. Hi, my name's Jim. I came to Innate Health because I've been suffering with chronic pain for about 4 years. I had a hiking accident in 2020. Really messed up my spine, and I was almost paralyzed on my left side. So the first part of that was getting that dealt with, and I did some things like I did electroshock treatment that got my muscles talking to my spinal cord and stuff again. So I didn't wind up having that. But there was still some pretty bad spinal cord issues, and I had nerve pain constantly. I wound up not being able to work. I lost my business. It was rough, to be honest. It was a horrible experience. And we were finally at the point where I've got to do something. I can't go on like this. Seriously, it was really, really low. And we knew I wanted to get stem cells because I didn't want to have like neck fusions. I didn't want to have all that. I was already I could barely turn my head, and I didn't want to spend the rest of I was too young to be going like this the rest of my life. Right. So obviously now I don't have any issues. So we found this place. We were going to go abroad. I was first going to go to Austria, and we took that Mexico, and then my wife found this place 7 minutes from our house. So we were like, you kidding? Came in and got a consult, and it turned out really well because I had 10 bad discs. I only had 5, but 10 of my discs were compromised, as well as both my shoulders. So we were like, this is going to take some time, But I started getting treatments in July. And I'll say that my first, so I don't want to get emotional, but I'm going to get emotional. So my first pain-free day was in August last year. I remember that. I called my wife and said, honey, I have pain today. It's the first time in 4 years I hadn't had pain. Whew. It's hard to... And then by November, I've pretty much been pain-free. So I've got, I'd say 80 to 90% of the time I'm pain-free. Treatments have been great. Sorry, I'm trying to be happy for you guys. It's changed my life, gave me my life back. Gosh, I'm so grateful. I'm very grateful. You guys have been wonderful. Experience has been great. Everyone's been great. And I'm happy. I'm pain-free. Like 80 to 90% of the time, I can live again. It's been great. I don't know what else to say. It gave me my life back. It's the best thing I ever did. I know what I don't want to do with surgery. Titanium or whatever, and actually fusing my neck together. I didn't want to do that. So we thought, well, let's try this. And if we absolutely had no choice to do that, honestly, just on working. So I work on a computer, and, I can spend a lot of hours working. I couldn't before. Literally, I used to be an audio engineer and I have a recording studio. So I was doing this all the time. So I couldn't do that anymore just because I couldn't, for a number of reasons. My back, my neck, my leg, and sciatic. Everything hurt all the time. I couldn't do this with my shoulders. It was a total mess. But now I do, I'm actually doing day trading. But same thing, I'm sitting in the computer all day. I could not sit more than an hour at any one time, period. I was constantly having to get up, move around, distract myself. And I wasn't very mobile. So now to be able to work, literally the hours go by and I'm like, and it doesn't hurt. I can go out. I used to have this regimen where I don't know how long I'm able to stay. I don't know how long I can take it in a social situation, right? Yeah, and so I would be I'd always tell my wife we have to leave early, I'm sorry. Or I just wouldn't go out much. Got a lot more secluded. And I don't want to make a spectacle out of it. I don't want everyone to be like, oh, why do you got to leave already? Nerve pain, dude. Feels like there's fire blasting through my nerves. I can't stand it anymore. So in that respect, I can go out. I know it sounds weird, but I don't have to worry about what am I going to do if, well, oh no, right? Make excuses to people. That's a huge change. And on top of that too, it's can fluctuate. The severity can fluctuate. And where does it hurt? Kind of everywhere. In my case, it was pretty much everywhere, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. It hurts all over, and sometimes it's shooting and sharp and like almost like fire. Hard to explain the sensation. That's another thing. And then it adds anxiety, right? So now you're anxious on top of, and then, I love people and I like my friends. I like to go out and have a good time. And you get tired of explaining, I can't, or I don't know how long I can be there for. So, there's that part. And to get all of that back, I originally was like, hey, I saw this Joe Rogan podcast. I was going to go down to Mexico. That's where we were going to go. There was two places. We looked at a place in Austria, and we looked at a place in Mexico. And that was the original plan. And, they were like, come down for 4 days. And I think the amount of stem cells you got was way lower. And it was like, we're going to do this and throw in a hyperbaric chamber where it's a whole cohort of you guys. We'll throw you in this hotel and we're going to just blast you to death for 4 days. And then you go home. And then maybe come back in 6 months, here you're doing. Amsterdam, Austria, was the same thing. Come for a certain period of time. And, we figured out we could kind of turn it into a vacation too. But then we're like, my wife's like, is it really going to be a vacation if you're getting... So there was that. So she was actually looking around here locally. And that's when we found here. There's two other places we looked at around here. We chose this place because you guys could make the stem cell the amount we needed. The other thing was I had so many bad discs. I had 5 in my neck and 5 in my lower back, plus my sciatic and both my shoulders. So there's no way I was going to go to Tijuana and get all of that dealt with in 4 days. This has been going on for 6 months now here. So, and I got like 1.2 billion stem cells is what I bought here. So when we're still like over time, and I live 7 minutes away, right? So, yeah, I guess I'd say if you don't live in Phoenix, and you could afford it, you'd be better off like moving here for a while. Seriously. And plus the staff was great. Angela's awesome. She's so sweet. So there's that part too. I think the environment, everyone's so kind and friendly, made it easy. So yeah, I saw everything. I don't know what else to say. Thank God we found this place,